Welcome, dear students, to another class of class 10. Today, English, we'll start the poem Rain on the Roof. Today, and a couple of weeks, we can say, the rain is falling and we feel the rain on the roof. If you are terrace, but the other side there are roofs, then you definitely will feel the patter of the rain that is falling. And here the poet Coates Kinney is giving a very nice, the idea of how the rhythmic way of the rain falling and what situation is created when the rain falls, that we will see in this particular poem. Before starting the poem, the preface of it: when the sky is covered with dark clouds and it starts raining, as soon as the clouds are dark, we get the clue that the rain is going to fall. Have you ever listened to the patter of the soft rain on the roof? Soft rain. But nowadays we have heavy rain as well, and all of a sudden there's a downpour, you call it. The rain falls all of a sudden, and that creates not a soft rain, but also a heavy rain, raining cats and dogs, we call it in idiomatic phrases. What thoughts flashed through your mind as you heard this melody of nature? It's a melody of nature, it's music of nature, the poet says here. Read the poem to find out what the poet dreamed of while listening to the rain. You yourself also imagine what the poet also is saying, and therefore you will have a double effect of what the rain has on us. The starting the poem we will have to read one time. The poem has our normal schedule, so we will read it in a rhythmic way. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. What a bliss to press the pillow of the cottage chamber bed and lie, listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into the busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into the wool as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Now in the memory comes my mother as she used in years agone, to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, feel her fond looked on me as I listened to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So therefore, the poem is rhythmic and has a lyrical mode. So we will see over here the meanings of this lines which are in the stanzas given in the poem. Firstly, when the humid shadows hover over the starry spheres is full of stars, the sphere is there, and this shadow or a cloud is remaining in one place and hovering. Helicopter hovers. It wants to say move at one place or stand steady at one place, like that. The clouds also hovering. A plane doesn't hover. A plane moves. The plane cannot hover. Only a helicopter. That way, the shadow also hovers. Clear? And the melancholy of darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. The melancholy of darkness, melancholy sadness of this darkness, gently weeps in the rainy tears. The tears, as if the tears are there of this darkness. Personification, the tears humans do. And here the clouds are, weeping like. What a bliss to press the pillow. This is joy, aesthetic joy. It's great joy. In the morning when it's raining, you try to hold your pillow together, and then the happiness of joy that you experience, you cannot narrate in words. And lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. I think these days only you must have done this. The rain is falling every day. One of the mornings you must have observed it in your own way also. You can experience this mentally, how you feel when you're in the bed and the rain is falling in the morning, the patter of the soft patter, how it gives you the feeling, that is something, nicely depicted by the poet quotes Kinney over here. And the first paragraph itself is very romantic. And we move further to the second one then. Every tinkle on the shingles. Shingles is a covered part. Tinkle means the sound of that rain. Tinkle falling. And the glossary is given. See, many words tinkle, short, light tingling sounds. And shingles is a rectangle wooden tile used on the roof. The tiles are used now. That is called the shingles. So, every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. And it makes the sound up on the shingles and the tinkling sound. That echoes in our heart also. That every drop that falls and makes a sound. That will echo in the heart. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. You fancy things then at that time. Into the busy being start. Busy being, we are busy being, and that this feeling of this bliss is there. And 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into the wool. The woof of it, the woof is actually the air threads. Woof meaning is nicely given away of weft, that is the threads woven across the loom. You must have seen the loom machines, and then the thread is woven, that's called the woofing of it. The woof is that part. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. The rain is creating this sound, and that sound is echoing, and a pattering sound is enjoyed by the poet over here. Now, in this beautiful scenario of the rain falling and the poet experiencing it, how you can forget to remember our mother at that time. So here the poet remembers and tells, now in memory comes my mother as she used in years agone. What she did years agone? Agone means many years before. To regard the darling dreamers as she left them till the dawn. Children who remember their mother like the poet, and that way, oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain. Refrain means against repeating. So mother also, she was a darling dreamers. Regard the darling dreamers at the dawn at that time when her mother was there. And then that, oh, I feel her fond look on me. So maybe she's not now there, and then she wants her mother to watch her. As I list this refrain is a repeating part in a particular stanza, repeating words like this we saw, as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. The rain is a refrain over here, and these lines that are repeated after every stanza becomes a part of the poem's refrain. So he says that I listen to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So this way, the whole situation is given wherein it makes the rain, felt by the poet is very nicely depicted over here in the form of a rhythmic poem. So the poem is having certain figures of speech that we'll see over here. The second line of the poem, that's alliteration, starry spheres, as the consonant S is repeated. As I told you earlier, the personification, the second and third and the fourth line, wherein the melancholy of darkness and weeping, these are personified, and humans do, not the clouds and inanimate things. When they do, then we consider that the poet has used the personification as a figure of speech. What a bliss to that line also has, to press the pillow, press the pillow. So P sound, consonant sound is repeated, and that is alliteration. Then later on, moving to the second stanza, there is patter. First stanza you can say patter first, because others are the patter that is, then others onomatopoeia. Patter is onomatopoeia. That we have done in the figure of speech list which I have given to you in the WhatsApp, that you can refer for that. The figures of speech in that onomatopoeia is given. So that sound is in our mind that comes because of this word, the sound effect that the poet creates by this figure of speech, that is one. Then there is also transferred epithet, dreamy fancies. Fancies are not dreamy. So transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is the wrong adjective that is used by the poet to personify to the fancies. Fancies are not dreamy. Men dream. Humans dream, not fancies. The dreamy is a wrong epithet over here, and therefore transferred epithet is a figure of speech used over here. Okay. Then again into the busy being start, alliteration. Busy being, b sound, consonant is repeated. Then again, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into the woof. How the collections which are inanimate are given the human attribute of weaving the thread. The recollections don't weave, and therefore it's also personification. Again, the patter word is coming. You can consider again as earlier we have done in the first paragraph, so no need to do over here. And the patter sound is there, that is onomatopoeia. Moving to the third, now in memory comes my mother. My and mother, mm sounds, alliteration again. Then there is darling dreamers. Again, there is before. Okay. Then there is oh, I feel, alliteration. Feel and fond, ff is there. Got it? And exclamatory mark is there. So the figure of speech is exclamation. Correct? Then shingles by the patters. Okay, that completes our figures of speech also of this particular poem. Then rain on the roof, we have to write in the fair book with the textual exercise which is given at the back. See you in the next class. Till then, goodbye.